Shalom.
Shalom.
This is Awake O Israel Ministries. Here on the Sabbath, we do thank and praise the Most High, Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, Baruch Kudash, for this opportunity to be here on in front of you again.
Yes. It's an honor. It really is. It's an honor to have truth. Tony Water for Josh. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, my brother.
We do always thank the Most High for this understanding that He blessed us with.
Where would we be without it, Josh? We'd be right back in religion where we don't belong. Good, brother.
So what I want to do, I want to read. We're gonna share some information out of. Hold on, let me take that off. Out of the Illuminati.
The Illuminati. If you haven't got this book, I really urge you to get it. There's things, there's stuff in here that is all true, and you really need to know it. It's called Deceit and Seduction. Henry Makower. Okay, and you can get it. You can get it online.
Hello.
You can get it online. Book 2. See book 2, Illuminati. Okay. Because that's what you're facing, folks, out there. You're facing Illuminati and Freemasonry ruling through Satan, ruling America and all the governments of the world. That's why when Christ comes, well, when Yahshua comes, he's going to rule all the nations with a rod of iron. And that's just what he means. You know, in this country, 400 years ago, you had to keep the law. When the Catholic Church came in and started with all their false doctrines and their false Christianity, little by little, the church started teaching that the law is done away with. Is the law impossible to keep? No. Matter of fact, it's really easy. If you're taught right, if you're guided right into all truth. One of the first commandments is what? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. A god is like not just an idol of sports or something, a car. Those are idols too, if you let them be. He's talking about imagery, right, Josh? What you make up in your mind, what you think is God. And if it's not the Most High, because the word God is not was put in the Bible. That's not even his name. So we have a real problem.
Isaiah 5.
Isaiah 5. Real problem. Isaiah 5. Isaiah 5, where, Josh? 11? What, from the beginning, Josh?
Isaiah 5 and 20.
All right, Isaiah 5:20. I got that on the line too. Okay. Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good. Where it's found, and good evil.
So many people think good or evil is good today and good is evil. In other words,
that's right.
They choose a lie over truth more than what you would.
Corinthians. Go to the precept later. and they'd rather believe a lie than believe in righteousness.
Uh-huh.
Whatever we bring you in the Old Testament, we can bring it to the New and show you the precept.
So people choose evil over good, meaning they'll hold to something untrue. No matter how untrue it is.
Just relax. We'll go on tomorrow night.
And because they have found comfort in a lie. Isaiah 5. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Read.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness.
What does that mean? That means
Tell it.
When a person starts following darkness as if they're walking in light, and slowly but surely that darkness starts to dim every part of your being. Right?
That's right. Come on.
And if you're not aware you're in darkness, you'll defend that darkness as if it's light.
Right.
Or truth, right? Because light is truth, is equivalent to truth. Right?
That's right.
So we have to know what the truth is. The truth is the majority of the earth has been lied to, and that's a hard pill to swallow, because when you realize that you have been lied, when you are first told that you're being lied to, it's hard to accept it because you have bought in to the lie. Again, when I say that, as we've been dealing with Christianity a couple of nights, whether it be Christianity, Judaism, or all the other isms or entities in the world, they are all man-made philosophy. The Bible is never has been the issue. When people attack, when someone tries to critique the religion of Christianity, instantaneously a person who is a Christian will believe you are criticizing or don't believe in the Bible. The Bible is not the issue. It has never been the issue or will ever be the issue.
That's right. Come on.
It's the lies, and it's the false philosophy and doctrine and theological understanding that has been propagated through theologian seminaries and through
theological. That's right, Josh.
Through Christian clergy.
Seminaries. That's right.
That is the lie.
There's a twist. There's always a twist to their teaching, and they cannot find precepts. They'll go to a precept, and most of the time it won't even make any sense to what they're really trying to expound on. And I've met plenty of Christians like this, and it's not their fault.
So
we're not here to bash anyone. We always say this. We're here to help you
who put light for darkness and darkness for light.
That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
So that means you are drinking or partaking of something that is bitter, and you're gonna start putting that bitter for good, because you're not aware that you are partaking of something that is not good for you. That's just like if you're eating something wrong, your doctor will tell you stop eating that, because that food can hurt your body.
Right. That's right.
You'll take more heed to that than someone telling you,
Amen,
critiquing what a religion you hold to, because you put, see, and that's another thing people don't. When when you make your life after something, it's hard to see or look at yourself from any other light, right? It's hard to stop seeing yourself as being something that you believe in. Now, belief and truth are two different things. Anyone can believe anything you want to believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Just because you believe something does not establish it as a fact or
That's
reality.
right, that's right.
Now, when you start dealing with truth, you have to put your feelings and your emotions and your other things aside
That's right.
and deal with truth.
Mm-hmm.
The
It's
truth,
not about emotions. It's about truth.
The truth of the matter is the Christian philosophy and doctrine is a lie.
We can prove it to you. We've proved it to you on this program for 9 years, and we're still proving it.
So the Christian philosophy and doctrine is a lie. Whatever version or independent doctrine they teach you is a lie. Whether it's the virgin birth, Sunday worship, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, all those are lies. Now they'll tell you, right, to forsake the laws in the Bible and follow their laws. That's exactly the problem that Christ had with the Pharisees. If you read Matthew 15 and Mark 7, you'll see that Christ told the Pharisees that they were hypocrites because they forsook the laws of God to establish their own man-made traditions. And through that rejection of the laws of God, that made their teaching vain, or meaning empty.
That's right. Empty.
So religion,
Empty.
Christianity, once you really start to question it correctly, will become empty and vain, because you'll see that the only reason you believed in it is because you didn't have the correct information. Verse 21.
Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
Stop. So woe to those people who are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. Let me put us back on the screen. So what does that mean? Prudent in their own sight and wise in their own eyes. When you begin to embrace a darkness or a non-truth, that non-truth causes you to become prudent or self-wise or self-righteous, right? And through that lie will begin to give you a false sense of security and pride. And you will start to defend your lie against truth. Why? Because you have made your life around it.
Mm-hmm.
You have embraced it to the point where it is literally inbred in you. It has become part of you.
Embedded in you. That's right. Embedded is right.
So through this, brothers and sisters, we get a picture of what lies do to you. They cause emotion and irrational thinking. That's why religion, whatever religion it is strictly deals with emotion. How that religion makes you feel, right? Right? Because when you really think about going to church, you have accustomed yourselves to the feelings and the emotions of the event more than what is really being taught to you.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so easy to stir people up
We were there
in church.
That's right.
That's why
You got nothing to look forward to about that, Josh. That's it.
It's so easy to stir a person's emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be see when you are stirred up into an emotional state, your mind disconnects from what is going on around you, and then you become open to anything that is said to you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And this is why check this out. You listen, Afro-Americans out there that don't know your Hebrews, I hope you're listening. Don't you think your pastors know this? They know about themselves. They know what they can do and to make you get emotional in church. That's why there's more music going on than there were.
And most of the
they
preaching,
can use that against you.
Most of the preaching is philosophy and
stories. Always a story.
And
not even in the Bible.
Right.
Oh, I knew this person once, and here it goes, off to the races. You know. And they're left in church Sunday, twiddling their thumbs, Tony. Yeah. When am I going to learn something? And they do the same thing in Bible studies, the same old stories over and over again.
It's a program.
That's right,
why
a program.
That's why. Why do you think they give you a Bible study guide? Think about it. They give you a Bible study guide in Bible study.
When you come in, they give you a pamphlet, right?
And then they give you a little
program, right? You got to take it, right? You
right.
want to be part of the Bible study.
Then they give you a little book with a prearranged lesson.
Yeah, yeah.
That is set up for you already.
That's right.
So you don't even really have to open the Bible.
And you got nothing to say about it too. You can't sit there and say, especially if you got some understanding. You can't say nothing. They'll tell you to leave.
So and that already pre-programs you to be open to what is presented to you.
What anything what they want to say now, you have to sit and listen.
Right? So that is what that means. When you become wise in your own eyes and prudent in your own sight, that means you have now made your knowledge and your intellect your God to you. And that goes into you accepting a lie as a truth. Because all that does is darken your understanding to understand reality. A church is not strictly. Let me start that again.
Go ahead, Josh. Take your time.
Going to a building is not strictly spirituality.
No, not at all. First of all, he's not there. If you're serving a false Christ, right, on a Sunday, and Babylon worship, Egypt, what are you doing there? Especially if you're Hebrew. If you're one of the tribes, you don't belong in there. But I understand you have relatives, you got friends. That's okay. We got no problem with that. But you've got to see the truth. That'll set you free. The truth sets you free. Christ, Yasha said, you will know the truth and it'll set you free. All we hear every year is about Black History Month. What are you free from?
And
you're not free.
They don't give you
any
real true Black history.
No, they sure don't.
All they give
America
you
about what happened when you got here
is American slave history.
Yeah.
And
that's not
maybe
your history.
A couple movies about Martin Luther King or Malcolm X.
Right. That's not your history. Your history goes back. What year, Tony?
That's a small part
Israel
of it.
Time? Right.
part of your history.
It's part of it, just a little part.
So, and the reason they only focus on that is to keep you in a spirit of depression.
Wow.
And to keep you feeling out of place.
Wow.
You wanna?
Well, it's up to you again. Hey, just run with it again.
You wanna read?
Don't worry about it. All right. So
We're gonna share a little about.
please pay attention because this is really awesome stuff. Not because we're reading it, because you need to know about this. I want to show you President Bush with the Baphomet sign. Look at President Bush. You see that sign with his hand? See that sign with his hand? All right. What does that tell you about him? And I'm not afraid to expose him. Him and the rest of this government planned 9/11. They planned it, and they blamed it on the Muslims. The Muslims had nothing to do with 9/11. Nothing. And they're planning something so horrible and so terrible next.
You wouldn't even believe it.
You will not believe if you can leave America, you want to do so. Introduction: deceit and seduction. The devil conquers by deceit and seduction.
Mm-hmm.
And so, stop whenever you want, Josh. And so, mankind has been colonized by a satanic cult, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
We have been deceived in the most aggressive fashion and seduced by money and sex.
Mm-hmm.
We generally think of the conspiracy as limited and definable. In fact, our world is the product of an ancient diabolical conspiracy that inverts good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
The conspiracy is based on a satanic hatred for the Most High and man, partly originating in the Talmud. Listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
The Talmud and the Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jewish. You see what they're doing? They're behind this. Judaism long ago turned its back on the Old Testament. And that's why the Christians today are turning their back on the Old Testament, because you're listening to a Jew religion. And used it and Torah Jews as a false front. These satanic Jews and their satanic Gentile collaborators are joined by Freemasonry and the Illuminati. They hate humanity. They hate humanity. Oh, the government loves us. Yeah. This hatred has been institutionalized in the routine of war, poverty, depression we now take for granted. As a result, mankind is dysfunctional since the so-called Enlightenment. Western civilization has been based on a foolhardy denial of the creator, i.e., the inherent design and purpose governing human life.
Mm-hmm.
Not coincidentally, the Enlightenment roughly coincides with the establishment of the Bank of England in 1694. So where are you free, Afro-American? By Illuminati bankers and the subsequent spread of Freemasonry throughout Europe. Freemasonry became the in thing for aristocrats, and free thinkers, as well as industrious young men on the make. Freemasonry disguised its worship of Lucifer with specious platitudes like liberty, fraternity, equality, tolerance of anything opposed to the established order, and a blustery faith in humanity, reason, and progress.
So, see that, brothers and sisters?
You got to get this book.
They focus on equality. No, see.
Tell me, what was that? The Declaration of Independence?
Uh-huh.
It was not for everyone. It was talking about them. They're equal.
Exactly.
Wasn't talking about you being equal.
When you look at the
Nobody's equal to you.
the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, as hard as this may be for you to grasp, when they use the language "all men are created equal," they're not talking about
everybody,
about the slaves they had on plantations.
That's
building
right.
their economy. They're not talking about people they were bringing on slave ships and selling for thousands of dollars at a time even. They were talking about mainly white Europeans and more specifically Englishmen, and then more specifically to that, people who were within the Illuminati and Freemasons. Those people are equal because they're all working for equality, or to bring Satan or Lucifer, create a Luciferian or satanic world.
Well, if this is not true, what we're saying, then why is the church, and we know it, run by evil? Why is there so much sin in your Christian church? And the world, the system. Look at the system. The government can't make up their mind, Tony. And it's planned. It's planned to cause confusion to the media.
It's planned. It's a head.
Well, if they can't get it right, then why should I try to get it right?
It's what they call the Hegelian dialectic.
Good, Josh. I like
call confusion out of order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos. Look at that. They get the order, and you stay in chaos.
Right.
Listen to this. According to the American Grand Commander, Albert Pike, the Masonic rank and file are internationally misled by false interpretations. Write this down, folks. Morals and Dogma, 1871, page 104. We'll read these 2 pages. That's it.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Is it just one more, Josh? We'll read it. Sorry. Controlled by the Illuminati bankers, Freemasonry is the unacknowledged power behind the modern world. Historian, this is good, Bernard Fay writes, Freemasonry has become the most efficient social power of the civilized world, but it has been a hidden power, difficult to trace and to define. Have avoided treating it and giving it due credit. Revolution and Freemasonry. Write that down. Revolution and Freemasonry, 1680, 1800, 1935. Bernard Fay shows that the Illuminati bankers used their Masonic dupes to establish the U.S. as a future base for world domination. This is the beast in America. George Washington, we read in here, his generals and the signatories, what's that? Yeah, signatories of the Declaration of the signatories of the Declaration of Independence were all Masons. Master Mason Benjamin Franklin raised the money to finance the war from bankers in Paris.
So all of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, and that's why I said when they use the language "all men are equal," what they were really referring to is all of them were equal under Satan. In other words, and they signed that document to empower to establish the United States as Babylon again.
Wow. Come on.
Read.
That's right. Paris, page 237, 261. See article within. Illuminati bankers founded the U.S. to advance the New World Order.
So the
That's
whole
why America is America is Rome's child, their creation to cause this, to force the world into a one world order.
America was founded not to be a bastion of peace, and America was founded, brothers and sisters, so they
Murder.
could establish the new world order,
That's right.
or eventually, so Satan can rule this earth.
Wow. Satanic possession. Anybody who's after money, you're under satanic possession. Illuminati bankers doesn't mean it does. We're not saying you can't have money. Illuminati bankers finagled control of government credit and created money out of nothing, backed by our taxes. They thought this gave them the right to be God and redefine reality to serve their interests and whims. Modernity is nothing but the dysfunction and alienation caused by this sophisticated delusion. The central bankers need a totalitarian world government to protect their credit monopoly. They need this mechanism to prevent countries from defaulting on trillions of debt or creating their own debt-free and interest-free money, modern civilization.
So,
Okay.
the bankers and the people who run this world, brothers and sisters, they need debt to exist to live. So that's why everything is taxed. The Bible tells you not to be taxed.
Would this be fair to say too, Josh, that if you can get out of debt and start using credit cards, do it. Do it. A lot of people are doing it. Millions. Do it. Use one card. Just use your debit card for your bank. That's all you need. It's a Visa, right? Okay, Josh, good. Modern civilization is a fraud based on this one underlying fraud. Okay, Josh, you want to say something? Thus, the Illuminati bankers finance and promote every kind of occult, let me say that again, criminal and perverted behavior for pleasure, profit, and to complete the overthrow of Western Christian civilization. Well, they've done, that's okay because it's a false Christianity anyway, right? According to a speaker at a secret B'nai B'rith meeting in 1936, as long as there remains among the Gentiles any moral conception of the social order, and until all faith, partisanship, and dignity will not come. See article, Catholics Unveiled Messianic Jewish Plot Within. They're part of it. Okay. The human experiment is doomed to failure because human beings were too corrupt or frickless to ensure that their governments retain control over their own credit.
Read.
Messianic Matrix. Freemasonry is Judaism for Gentiles, a way for the Kabbalist Jewish elite to enlist Gentiles in their conspiracy. The Illuminati is an elite secret society within Freemasonry. Write this down. The Enlightenment refers to Lucifer, the rebel, and the light bearer. The bankers promoted the great men of the modern world. Their ultimate purpose is to redefine reality.
The bankers elect the great men of the world. So you don't elect nobody.
That's right. They put them in front of you and you vote for them. The bankers promoted the great men of the modern world. Their ultimate purpose is to redefine reality in such a way as to wrest humanity away from God and make it subservient to them. Subservient. Thanks, Josh. Think carefully of the successes we arranged for Darwinism, Marxism, okay, and author of the Porticles of the Elders of Zion. To us Jews, at any rate, you want me to finish? It should be plain to see that what a disintegrating importance these directives have been upon the minds of the goyim. I'll stop there. Then I can finish that. Unless you want me to finish the page, Josh. What time? It's only 20 up, right?
Uh-huh.
Freemason is the secret religion of the modern world. That's why its obelisk and other symbols dot our cities and are featured on the logos of cities and corporations. The civic logo for Ottawa, the capital of Canada, is an O with three tails, 666 sign of the devil. In front of the main police station on College Street in Toronto, there is a statue of a policewoman working on an unfinished pyramid. The logo for Time Warner Incorporated is a variation of the Eye of Horus. See http www Orknation Net blog print. There is always a cover story for satanic signs. The V sign for church, which the V sign for which Churchill is famous, actually is a satanic upside down cross. For people in the know, Churchill was signaling fertility to the New World Order. The real purpose of World War II was to destroy the old order. Mankind indeed is satanically possessed, victim of a monstrous hoax. Gradually, we are all being inducted into Satanism. We are accomplices in our degradation and enslavement.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know it because the Illuminati chooses our leaders
Mm-hmm.
from the ranks of dupes, degenerates, and traitors. Let me read that again. We don't know it because the Illuminati chooses our leaders from the ranks of dupes, degenerates, and traitors.
So that's how
I'll finish this page.
we know. That's why no regular Schmo Joe ever
Right.
becomes a president.
That's right.
You have to be
That's
raised
right.
or reared into this
Tell him, Josh.
kind of.
You think Obama wasn't raised up in them? You want to read some of the stuff in this book about Obama?
And this will go right along with.
Oh, why can't we all get along? That has nothing to do with us. No, it has everything to do with the tribes. And you're going to find out you're going to be on the short end of the stick, my Afro-American brothers and sisters, if you don't get out of religion. Satan's going to promise you the world as long as you stay in there. He'll give you everything your heart desires, right, Tony?
Yep.
Cars, boats, money, bank, and this and that. And you'll think you're doing great. And you're really spinning downward into degradation. Because of the web that you're in. You got to get out of that web.
So
Where are Afro-Americans free? Where are the tribes free today? They're still in poverty. They're still being killed. They're still in prisons. You're talking about a little handful? Like people playing sports? They're even in trouble, right? They're getting arrested, right? And going to jail and drugs and murder, this and that. Those are the curses of Deuteronomy, my friends. And those curses will not be lifted off you until you come out of religion.
So we understand. See, that's the hidden hand that's no one sees.
That's right.
That's why you only see these people on camera in front of you. You don't know what they really do
You don't know their life.
behind closed doors.
That's right.
And that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know these people kill people, drink blood, and kill babies.
All in that Illuminati book. They have a meeting 8 times a year at the Bohemia Grove in California. It's unreal what's going on there. Unreal. Unreal. And it's true. But I'm not going to read it. It's in there. Get the book.
Uh-huh.
This man defrauded. He detected, what's that word? He defected from the Illuminati and the Freemasonry, and he exposed them for who they really are. But we go around, Josh, right, every day, and
Uh-huh.
we think America's doing good. If that's
Absolutely.
true, why, Josh, that's true. Why is the whole world, even America especially, 2 weeks away from being homeless? A month away from being homeless. Many people. Many people. That's how bad it's going to get. So my warning to you tonight is to get out of debt.
Uh-huh.
Pay off your bills, because the more you have, when that chip comes in, it's in America already. The mark of the beast, the biometric chip is the mark of the beast.
Uh-huh.
It's not being forced on American people now, but they're taking it. There's going to come a time when it's going to be mandatory. Anybody who takes it now has lost their soul without knowing it.
So
Without knowing it.
we hope that you learned something tonight. And shalom.
Shalom. Do you want to say more?